believe this is the first of many, but this is a podcast of enlightened melanin individuals that is looking to continue their own self growth, but also grow a community of love, joy, abundance. I was introduced to you, Miss Amoy, through a mutual friend, and he was like, "Hey, talk to this woman." I'm like, why? Yeah, like, why? Like, and then let me know how it goes after. I'm like,
That is so funny.
and I just, I'm always open to meet new people. And off the first text message, we've had phone conversations that were both deep and enlightening, but also just a lot of laughter, few a thug tear or two, you know.
Yeah.
But you, Miss Amoy, you are somebody that is not only a business owner, but a mother and somebody that has seen a lot of things through the medical field that I nor Utopia might not be able to see just because your experience. And also for the other party and third party of our beautiful podcast is Miss Utopia. I met her through, I was looking to host an event. I was looking for DJs. I was getting a bunch of different Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp messages, and then here comes Utopia. Hey, and we had it was like it was like a very short message uh, back and forth. And then we had a conversation for over an hour, and it just flowed. It felt like I was talking to somebody I know, like I've known for years. And seeing her in person and feeling her joy, but also seeing who she really is as a vibration. She's an amazing and phenomenal artist. And that's the beauty of all three of us, that we both have amazing, beautiful energies that we're trying to share with the world, but also learn from ourselves because it starts with ourselves first. And me, Sjango, from small little country of Trinidad and Tobago, uh, found my own enlightenment about 9 years ago. And um, professionally, I've done it all. I've been a painter, I've worked as a government contractor, I was a private business auditor, worked as a team lead when COVID was going on. And one day I drove to a park in Houston and something in my spirit said, you know what, it's time. And I was like, okay, so where am I going? And Mexico just kept popping up to the front of my mind. And I started making preparations to leave. And I knew that this was the journey I was meant to when I let go of my king size comfortable bed, my 40-inch television, my car. I mean, I had fun, but I've had more fun, more enlightenment traveling than I would have if I stayed in Houston. And I believe with these first world countries that we have experience in, that we're going to enlighten that economically, you're not better off than being where your family's from because the stress that comes with living in the United States or Canada or England, it's the trade-off is not it doesn't balance. So developing a community of melanin where we've always been having to start from the bottom with everything and to being strong and being able to talk about these experiences today is the basis of this conversation is talking about how we could bring a community together and introducing ourselves.
Thank
Now,
you.
Ms. Amoy, please tell everybody about yourself and tell us, importantly, why is community so important to you at this stage and point in your life?
So I'll do a brief overview of who I am and what my background is. I was born in Jamaica. I migrated to New York when I was 12. Um, and, walked a very straight line as a lot of immigrant children do, right? Where you're told who to be and what to do and what to pursue. So I was told to be a nurse, so I became a nurse. And not that I didn't enjoy nursing, but not in totality. There were pieces of it that felt um, really enjoyable and intangibly rewarding. But working in, healthcare spaces and then corporate healthcare spaces was just really draining. And I felt like I was going through a soul death, if you will. And so ended up during COVID, starting a business. It's a lock salon that I have since grown and was able to move away from working for someone else. Um, and it is through my business that I started tapping into community, right? Because this is a community that I chose. And it's really interesting because the clients that I've pulled in without even trying have really had like a really common thread where these are people who care about their health and well-being in a way that goes beyond aesthetics. So it's not just how does my hair look? And I got my hair done today and it looks amazing. No, is my hair healthy? Right. And so these are the conversations that we have. And so I feel like in a lot of ways, I'm able to actually do more nursing in this sense than I was, or more meaningful than I was when I was working for like a healthcare organization. Tapping into community in this way has really opened up a lot for me because I realize that it feels really good and I really want to connect with people and I really want to pour into people. And I get so much from the conversations that I have with my clients and just like their talents and their skills that they bring, to the group, we're able to cross pollinate and to learn from each other and have experiences with each other. But within the confines of being in America, you know, there's a lot of hardship around consistency in connecting with that community, right? People are pulled in so many different directions. They're on a hamster wheel, if you will. And so community has become touch and go in a lot of ways, where I think that that is the one thing that we kind of need to pour into, especially in this time. So that's the long and short of it for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. I agree with that. And Utopia, could you please give us a short intro? It doesn't have to be short. You can talk as much as you want to. And what is community? Why is community such a big thing for you at this moment in time in your life?
So similar to Amoy, I also, as a child of immigrants, was pushed into, working like a safe job where like you're guaranteed to like, make the bag. And so I went to school for business. I majored in human resources. I worked at a mutual funds company in Toronto, and I really, really hated it. Is super toxic environment, very white patriarchal, and I realized that no matter like how smart and how talented you are as a person of color, as a member of the Melanin Nation, um, the system as it currently is was created by white men for white men to always be on top. And we see that in the election as well, the recent American election, where obviously the most qualified candidate to be president was Kamala, but we have this atrocious monster who is the president right now, who's effing up the vibes in America. And yeah, so I was like, I was living that microcosm in the corporate world, and I hated it, and I was not doing good. I was drinking a lot, I was smoking weed, everybody else was doing drugs. A lot of people in corporate are doing coke and all that. Um, so yeah, I was not in a good place. I was not healthy, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I chose the path of being an artist. Um, I worked in film, and in the film world too, there's a lot of white patriarchy that ruins what could be um, an amazing field of work. But yeah, I did some acting and I do some DJing, and I am manifesting community. I feel like there's a power in numbers. And we, as a melanin nation, we are the global majority. When you travel the world, most people look like us wherever you go. And if we all unite, it's over. It's
Yeah.
over for the white patriarchy. If we all unite and we all get on the same vibrational wavelength and we all decolonize and we all wake up to our power and we love ourselves and we put ourselves and our people first, yo, like it's our world now. And we have power, we have control, and we have the ability to create um racial and gender equality and manifest our wealth and power back, and live in like Mansa Musa times where we have like all this gold and abundance, and just be living our best lives and be able to do whatever we want without the restrictions of capitalism and cringy racist vibes and all that. And I feel like us as humans, we could do so much better. Like the world is so abundant and beautiful, and the way that it's currently run is a mess. And the white patriarchy is trash, and we can do so much better. And that's what we're doing today. It is also, I would like to point out, we already discussed this, but it is Lionsgate. It's August 8th. It's a very powerful day for manifestation. So I am manifesting that the Melanin Nation, we rise and we take back our power.
Love that.
I love it as well. I love it as well. I mean, we all have, we probably all have plenty of stories of dealing with racism, not just personally, but also professionally. And I think that's part of the reason why we have succumbed as a community to the white patriarchy. It's because lack of believing in faith and having patience, those things that was given to us down from our grandmothers and our mothers, and telling us, hey, have faith, have faith. And because we want things right now, and we're not blessed into money and blessed into always, oh, that's John. Okay, hey, John, you know what? You don't even need your resume. I got you. Compared to, hey, I need your resume. I need your three personal references. I need your social security. I need you to do a background check. The last 10 years, we're not going to pretend like it doesn't happen. Let's stop that right here, right now. It happens. And so more artists and more entrepreneurs, they need to definitely focus on being the best that you can be. And even if that comes with more responsibility, we are built for it. Amoy, what is what is art? How has art inspired you? I mean, you are a loctician, so it's a form of art, obviously. Um, why being a loctician? How did art inspire you today?
That's an interesting question because in my nursing only era, I feel like I saw myself as someone who was just really logical and not an artist at all. I had artistic interests. I wrote poetry, stuff like that, but I didn't consider myself to be a creative, right?
Mhm.
And now on the other side of that, like I feel like I've definitely just dove right into my creativity um fully. And it's beautiful because it's such, it gives you a way to express so many things, right? Um, Expression doesn't always need to be verbal communication. It doesn't always need to be written communication, singing, whatever, right? Like there's so many things that you can do to express yourself that really is therapeutic and beautiful in so many other ways. And I feel like being a loctician, writing, um, you know, just any form at all, I think is it's really beautiful and it's liberating. And so it's also made me see myself in a different light where I see that I'm a lot of different things, not just who I was told to be.
It's
That's
also
beautiful.
ancestral what you're doing.
Yes, very true. Yeah. And so speaking of which, Utopia, I had created a company called Sankofa Wellness Community. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It was a wellness community that really should have been a nonprofit, because I didn't want to profit from it at all, but I wanted to create space for us to come together and share our gifts and talents and just like cross-pollinate, right? So we had like African dancers coming in, teaching classes,
Mm.
yoga, meditation, all the things, right? And it was beautiful. But the term Sankofa means going back. So going back to how we did things back in the day, going back to our ancestral roots, right? And it is um, just going back to the things that we know and how we were raised, that wisdom, that community, that power, like it's innate. And so it is really reclaiming that, right? And when you spoke before, Utopia, about knowing yourself and loving yourself, it's already there. Reclaim it. Reclaim it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to become anything. We have to unbecome all the things that we thought we were, and we're not really.
You created community, Sankofa. That's like what I'm manifesting. I do something called manifest dance parties all around the world. And it's about that. It's about tapping into ancestral knowledge. I took like a week-long African dance class in Los Angeles where we learned Manjani dancing from Mali, West Africa, and it's like a secret matriarchal society. And our ancestors would come together as a community and dance and manifest together by like raising the vibration and chanting and singing and joy, and like that type of energy like pleases the ancestors, and then they work in the spiritual realm on our behalf. And that they also showed that in the movie Sinners, where you see like everybody's dancing in joy and then the ancestors come into the room. I felt that in Los Angeles. It was so powerful. And yeah, so I do this thing called Manifest Dance Party where we use intention, movement, and music to manifest. And it's quite powerful too and fun.
That sounds dope. Um, let's talk a little bit about manifestation, right? Because I feel like people really think about manifestation as something that like you have to be like this Yoda, right? Or you have to be so like deeply spiritual. Um, and I think manifestation is just a matter of knowing what you want and acting like it, you already have it, knowing fully that it's going to happen, right? So, Utopia, you mentioned when we were talking earlier that you really feel and you got a download that my Playa del Carmen thing is going to be successful, right? And I thank you for that, but I know that, right? And it's not ego that's talking, it's why I do it without any question. And even when it feels like, Amoy, have you lost your mind? What are we doing? I don't question it because that's not my business. I was told that this is what I need to do. I know it's going to be successful. So I do it even when I don't have the answers, right? So that's manifestation. It's knowing what you're supposed to do and having that intuition and following it despite the odds.
People, a lot of people mistake confidence for being narcissistic and egotistic. If you've grown up, if you've dealt with any kind of rough upbringing, that's just confidence at this point because you've been humbled. You started off.
100%.
There's no way you could be a. I mean, yes, of course, there are some ways, but manifestation is one of those type of things where if you look at some of these amazing influential, well, okay, I'll say influential people, including that, they've at one point had to just say it out loud and everything just come together.
Yes.
Like the right people at the right time, the right job at the right time, just everything just aligns when you manifest. I've seen a lot of deja vu. I've had deja vu of meeting Utopia and you, Amoy. I believe and observe that art is everything in this planet. From the first human beings who were finding ways to dance and communicate through dance, like Utopia you were saying earlier. It's it's tribal. It's
Mhm.
a connection with the vibration of the earth and respecting the ancestors and listening to your heart, listening to your intuition. Like less overthinking because there's so much brainwash. I mean, it's
Mhm.
incredible.
Being from Trinidad, when you hear the drums, it's like something inside you just it forces you to move. And no matter where you're from, you could be from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from Fiji. We all are connected somewhere or another, and there's a lot of things we have culturally similar that we have that's different.
100%.
I really want us to continue growing this for ourselves, but for others because Utopia, I know you're gonna be traveling the world, and Amoy, I know universe is gonna send you where they need to send you. But what has music done to both of you in your lives for you to feel that there's a connection with your ancestors? Is there one specific point? I'll start with you, Utopia.
I just wanted to quickly mention that the three of us, we come from a similar diaspora. Our ancestors were like snatched and taken to tropical lands to work in the sugarcane. So I feel like that question asking about music and the connection with our ancestors is coming through very strong. Like maybe we are here together because our ancestors brought us together. Music has helped me a lot connect to my ancestral background. Um, my ancestors left India in like the 1800s. And to be honest, when I went to India for the first time recently, it was crazy. And I wanted to feel super connected. I wanted to feel like home, but it didn't quite feel like that because India is under a very dark spell of colonization. Like everywhere I went, there was like bleach cream. They would hand it to me as soon as I walked into a store, and there's like commercials of like beautiful dark-skinned Indian women turning into white women because of bleach cream. I'm like, bro, what the F? And it was like really effing up with my ability to feel some sort of connection because it felt like everybody was just on this like self-hatred tip, and I was just like, it felt really not good to me. And the way that they treat women there is not very good. I didn't really feel a sense of connection. But when I'm removed from that in my own space, I do listen to Bollywood music and Hindi music. And that helps me feel a connection to that land that I didn't quite feel there while I was there. I wish I could give a better, more happier answer, but India is under spells. I felt that there. And that energy didn't want me in India either. I came with a healing energy. I came where it was like, I want Indians to heal and love themselves and stop with the anti-Black racism that they have there and the desire for white proximity. These are all things that I don't relate to. And therefore, the majority of the Indians that I met that feel that way, they hated me. And even in Canada, there's a large Indian population here, and they all hate me too. It's all like, what's it called? Cash Patels and Usha Vances up in this joint. And it's just like, I don't relate. But the music is quite beautiful. There's a lot of emphasis on love. When I went to India, I went to the temples and I saw that there's a lot of depictions of people dancing and like nearly naked too. And India today is under such heavy colonization that like you have to be covered up. And it's hot AF in India. And yet everybody's covered head to toe. You can't show skin. You can't even wear a bikini to the beach. Yet in the temples, there's depictions of people like nearly naked, a little bit of coverage here and there, but some people are full out naked and they're dancing and they're chanting. And like in Indian culture, that's something that we do. We chant, we dance, and we use that energy to manifest. So I feel a very strong connection with that. My Fijian side, I am not that connected to my Fijian side. My Fijian family all just lives there in Fiji, and New Zealand. And although I talk to one of my cousins every now and then, he's all the way in New Zealand. So, you know, but I'm hoping when I go to Fiji as an adult, I can connect to the culture more. That would be such an honor, actually. So, yeah, that's my story with music and culture and ancestors.
Um, I am not someone who listens to a lot of music, but when I do, I feel it. It's such a powerful healing modality. And it's something that kind of just courses through you and it shifts something in you. It stirs something. And so I think music is powerful. Like I said, I don't tend to listen to it a lot, but I know that I love the fact that music can move so many people. It can bring people together. It can create solidarity in a group. For instance, case in point, I just went to a Buju Banton concert up here in the Hudson Valley. Not big on concerts. That was the second concert I've ever been to in my life, right? But I saw everybody there, every single demographic, culture, whatever, you name it. And everyone was just there, united, having a good time. No one cared if anybody was black or white or pink or blue, you know? Everyone was there, united, listening to this man. And so it has a way of healing people and bringing people together and leveling the playing field, that makes us forget about the things that separate us and divide us, you know? So I think music is powerful. Um, and it's probably one of the tools that can be used, especially in these dark times, to kind of bring us together in ways that we currently aren't.
Sjango, please tell us your connection with music because we DJ'd together in Mexico and your set was fire. And I loved how you were playing soca and Afro beats. So please tell us your connection.
I've always been in love with music. I just didn't know it at the time. Um, from the time I have artists in my mother's side of the family that like they sing calypso and they're just talking a story and they you put a beat behind it and it just sounds the feeling I felt was like he's talking to me. He's like, this is a one-on-one conversation. And I chose to be a DJ at the age of 30, a little bit late.
Oh, wow.
But this is when I found my own inner peace and like I said, okay, enough corporate world. I'm gonna do what I'm passionate about. And I've always loved music. From hip hop to chutney music to Brazilian samba, merengue, bachata, Afro, anything Afro beat, Afro house. I just love music. And when I DJ with you that night, Utopia, I have this weird saying that keeps popping up in the back of my head. Dance like nobody's watching. And because I already attract attention, I just be myself. And when I listen to music, I feel like I am at my peak, like awareness, my thoughts, my flow, my rhythm, everything just flows. I've rocked crowds in San Cristobal de las Casas and Santa Marta, Colombia, and Costa Rica. I mean, seeing people like, because I could read energy and seeing people, I could feel people not thinking. I could feel people just enjoying the moment and enjoying the rhythm. Music is energy. And I feel very passionate, very strongly about it. And for the rest of my life, I'm gonna slide into producing music, but DJing and just finding that right song to blend in, or what's the right genre to play for a crowd. Just being able to see those little things. Music can flip your emotions in the most quickest of ways.
Hmm.
And I am blessed and thankful and something I never take for granted that I have rhythm all the way down to my toes. I can dance to heavy rock and heavy metal, and sometimes as a DJ, you see things, Utopia. You're playing a certain song, and you look out in the crowd and you say, hold on. One plus one isn't adding up to two here. But even the people that don't have rhythm, to see that people are trying to enjoy themselves, that brings joy to my soul. You know, I've met some non-colonizers that truly, without um, trying to steal, have actually asked some questions about the diaspora. And you never say all to anything, but there's some great ones out there. It's just they're afraid to speak up, not because of peer pressure, but they are not spiritually able to handle the backlash that they get back. That's why I feel like there's not enough people speaking up. Utopia, Amoy, you know about community because in different ways in your life, you felt that. You felt that love. You felt that hug. What is one thing you feel that you could change within yourself now to attract the type of community that you're looking to attract? Utopia, go with you.
What can I change within myself to attract the type of This is like such a loaded question.
Yes.
Um, do you want to answer for now? While I still think about it, do you have something?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I think trust, and the trust has to start with me, right? Because I think that unfortunately, as people of color, we're conditioned to be suspicious all the
Of
time,
anything.
to look for the catch, you know? Um, and if you are going to manifest, if you're going to have faith, if you're going to say that I'm walking my path and my journey, then you have to trust that the people and the things that are placed there for you are uniquely for you and for your greater good, right? And so I think that that's one area that I could definitely grow a bit more is trusting that the people and the things are for my greater good.
Do you feel you can start that right now?
100%. Yeah, because vibe and energy is huge, right? And so, Shango, you and I connected because you were supposed to help me to connect with the folks in Playa for my lock artistry residency. And I think we figured out pretty early on. That's why Carlos connected us, FYI. But I think we figured out pretty early on that that is not why we were connected, right? And so it's trusting in your intuition, and knowing that like source is not going to lead you astray, right? All right, Utopia, are you ready?
Let's
I
level.
think
Oh, go
that's
ahead.
one of my main problems. Like you were asking about what can I change within myself to manifest the community that I'm seeking. Um, I grew up with a narcissistic dad, and he told me that I was way too loving, way too kind. I was too good, and that I wouldn't be able to survive in the world with these traits, and that I have like you can't be unconditionally loving because you're going to get used, you're going to be abused and traumatized. And yet I still moved through the world with a good heart and like I just wasn't able to be like like the whatever he was saying, the way to survive and thrive in this world according to him. And he put on a lot of like negative patterning onto me where it's been very difficult for me to make friends and create community. I wasn't allowed to have friends growing up. It was just studying, and I wasn't allowed to play music either. I wasn't allowed to like do anything. So like as an adult, I don't know how to network. I don't know how to socialize. I feel kind of behind. I feel like I'd probably be a way bigger DJ if I knew how to do these things. So one thing I have to fix in myself is to get rid of that conditioning. Get like I'm not sure how. I've been trying my best to figure this out and like journaling, and I've done every kind of therapy. Um, I just have to start from the first step, I guess. I don't know. Like, to be honest, I don't have a lot of friends, and the people that I do meet around me, I just rather stay in isolation than have fake friends and have people who treat me bad.
And I hope this podcast slash growing global sensation happens is that now you're alone, but you're never lonely.
I would love to manifest like-minded community. That's like one of my number one things. I actually did a journal entry where it's like my top 8 things that I'm calling in during the Lionsgate, and it was manifesting like-minded community. And I guess that's happening right now. It's happening. I want to be friends with people who are decolonized, melanated people where we love ourselves and we promote equality and abundance for all. and enjoying life and helping each other become self-actualized and grow and become successful and achieve our ancestors' wildest dreams.
I love that. And you are, I already told you, you can send me a message, call me anytime. Listen, Amoy, our first conversation was started at 12:30 at night. We didn't get off the phone until like me and Utopia didn't get off the phone. It was like almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we were
Right?
Wow.
talking for hours about
Off of,
this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
and when you connect with people like that, it doesn't time disappears. It doesn't exist anymore, which technically it doesn't. But Utopia, you know I'm always here in your corner. Always here in your corner.
Thank you.
And I want to see you succeed because not only because you deserve it, but because you could have chose to quit and you didn't. I'll always be in a person's corner that's not going to give up because I can't do nothing for you. I can't. But if you're trying, you have you have the best friend you could ever have in your life because I'm going to be motivating you. I'm finding all different ways because I'm very aware of finding ways to bring a smile to your face and make it worthwhile. That every day that you get to see the sun is a blessing and you're here for a reason.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. I mean, Amoy is gonna. I mean, she's gonna love you because there's a reason why I connected both y'all.
So, some of the things, Utopia, that you were just describing about like not being great at networking and, all of those things, like I feel like I struggle with some of those same things. Like during my childhood, as I referenced before, I was told who to be and what to do, you know? And so without being able to really tap into like that individuality, right? And kind of growing into myself from a young age, that really only started taking root within the last 10 years. Um, and so I feel like I'm playing catch up. And I get so frustrated sometimes because I'm like, all right, I know that I have like, I can feel it. I have so much that I'm supposed to be doing and I'm supposed to be giving and all the things, but sometimes you feel like you're getting in your way because in your own way, because I call myself sometimes socially inept in some ways, right? Where I'm not going to be like, I can definitely have fluid, abundant conversations with people one on one or one on two. um, but when it comes to like going into a room and networking just for networking's sake, absolutely not. I'll be a wallflower, you know? And so it's kind of like some of those things that hold you back because of the conditioning. And your logical brain is telling you that, no, you can do this, you got this. But emotionally and otherwise, you feel like you're inhibited in some way. And it's kind of hard because like, what do you do about that? And so I've had the same issues. Actually, I just spoke to a coach of mine, um, and we were having, this same conversation, and she was so perplexed. She's like, but I don't understand. If you know that it's not true, then why do you feel it? You know?
Mhm.
So I don't know the answers, but I just wanted you to know that, I share some of those same challenges.
And that shows like there's probably like a lot of people like us out there that want to create community. But the other issue that I've had is that I'm often in rooms where people just don't get me, especially in Toronto, Canada. I'd be talking my ish and people are just like, what's wrong with you? Like, we worship the white patriarchy here and you don't. Like, get away from us. So they don't like me. So like that just makes me go into isolation and not want to like put myself out there because people will get really mad and like to the point where they're yelling in your face and it gets scary. Um So yeah, thank you for sharing how you feel, Amoy, because I feel like there's a lot of people like us out there. And by us talking about that, I'm sure there's people who are listening who relate to our experiences and also want community and also want to be around like-minded people. And so when we have our conference, we'll be able to meet like-minded people like that.
Yes, get the ball rolling.
I know it's kind of, I know it may be news to y'all, but I used to be shy. And I was in America and I think I was 9, 10 years old. There was this radio station that was doing an event at a community center I was playing football at. And I don't think I volunteered myself, but they volunteered, to set up people to like do like little events, when radio stations go to certain places, community outreach. And they played a song and I was supposed to dance to it. And I felt so nervous. Like I felt like, and there's so many black people looking at me. I'm just like, listen, I can't get my black cards taken. I can't have that happen. But I think that experience conditioned me to be a DJ, to be able to be in front of people, to be confident on who I am. I think the most amazing compliment I've gotten in my life is that people have told me, you know what, you're authentically you. And I love that compliment because one, I'm not like anybody else. Two, is that when somebody can sense that you love being yourself, you're doing something right. And with both of y'all with confidence, I think we've all been through it. I, just because I'm bigger and I know certain things that I'm not going to discuss on this podcast, I'm not one to mess with. And when you just have this love for yourself, everything just kind of just flows. Like the answers, I've always been patient, but the patience in meeting you, Utopia, the patience in meeting you, Amoy, things will happen when it's meant to happen. There's no need to let this overpower you and tell you, oh, this needs to happen. No. What feels right to you is meant for you to feel at this moment. Just like this podcast, just like our conversations I've had individually with both of you beautiful souls. You always have it in you, but when you start to feel down, that's where you connect to your community. Because that community is going to give you the love that makes you like, you stand a little bit taller. You have a little more arch in
Uh,
your back, And because we've been so divided because of all these different stereotypes, we all have not a duty. Our duty is to be our best selves. We have a responsibility. Utopia, continue being your wonderful, fun-loving, happy self because you connected with me. So you're doing something right. You're doing something right. Amoy, you're on this spiritual journey of loving yourself and finding, obviously coming down here to Playa, but also branching out professionally. And I know that's scary because you don't have experience in it, but you're connected with me for a reason. There's no way to go but up. So you're not alone anymore. And I want both of y'all to know that.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sjango. Thank you for organizing this as well. I appreciate that so much. This was a really great conversation. Thank you, Amoy, for holding space and listening to me. And it really inspired me when you said that you know that you're going to be successful. I felt that. I felt that energy from you, and that's why I expressed it as well. Like you're going to be successful. Playa's going to love you. Your hair looks amazing. They're gonna love it. You're gonna be
Thank
booked
you.
busy like constantly and like yeah, I'm gonna add you to some group chats and Yeah, let me know if you need any help with anything. I'm here for you. And same to you,
Okay.
Sjango. Hopefully when I come back to Mexico, we can do another show or something like that. That'd be dope.
If I don't leave here first, because I'm having this strong push to either go to Africa or go to Southeast Asia and spend some time there. And obviously I'll know, but the feeling is growing very rapidly to the point where last night I had a dream. I was running with some cheetahs in the safari. One way or another, I'm manifesting this. I'll be seeing you, I'll be seeing y'all in person.
100%. Utopia, when do you anticipate going back to Mexico? You know yet?
I don't know yet, but I don't stick around for Canadian winter. So definitely by October, November, I will be out of here. I am also feeling a really strong push to want to travel as much as possible. And I've been watching a lot of travel content from people in Thailand and Vietnam. Um, I I don't know. When you were talking about how you feel the push to travel, Shango, I was thinking, we're people with very strong like light energy, children of God energy, and I feel like the universe wants us to travel to spread that energy around the world because the earth it really wants to upgrade its consciousness. It wants to go into the higher dimensions. There is like a faction of type of people that are trying to slow down that progress, but it's going to happen regardless. And the more that people like us are traveling and like, making the bag and like connecting with each other and doing all sorts of high vibrational things, the more the earth will ascend and the universe has our back and wants us to be successful and will conspire towards our success.
I 100% believe that. I think it's also important for the people, particularly those people who are in our networks, whether they're just acquaintances or friends, who may be a little bit afraid, right, of being bold, of getting up and doing the things, um, feeling constrained. I think it's important for them to see this kind of movement, for them to see someone who says, I'm feeling a pull. Not that I have a strategy about what's going to happen when I get to Southeast Asia or Africa or Vietnam or Thailand, right? But I'm feeling a pull and I'll figure out why when I get there. And for someone to see people actually do that and live it and do it in a way that they're not struggling and they're successful and they're aligned, I think it's a powerful message. So, yeah.
I'm gonna have exactly what I need whenever I need because
Yes.
I'm blessed. I can't lie, I'm blessed and I'm thankful. So we're gonna need to keep doing this. Hopefully, maybe do this weekly and you know, maybe have some more guests on and stuff like that. And maybe next topic I would love to talk about is religion.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm sticking my head directly in the fire. Yes. But I feel great for having this talk with you. And I'm a better person now than I was an hour ago.
Same. My cup is full, and thank you both.
Aw, me too. I feel the same way. I just want to look in the camera and say to the viewers that if you resonate with any of this, tune in next time and come to our conference in Mexico.
Yes. We're claiming it.
And I'm gonna say this is Sjango, Utopia, Amoy. Thank you to everybody that watched this. Please feel free to reach out to us on social media. Amoy, could you please give your business website and any social media handles that you want people to know? Me, Facebook, it's Sjango Francis or Mind, Body, and Soul Enlightenment Entertainment. That's my Instagram. I have TikTok that's on the Sjango. I have YouTube on the Mind, Body, and Soul. You can find me on Google, WhatsApp. Um, love y'all. Amoy?
I am at The Lock Artistry by AV, THELOC Artistry by AV.com. That's also my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And I am at Utopia 5D on Instagram. And I have a reparations digital coin. It's called FEEJI coin. It's FEEJICOIN.com.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ladies, thank you so much for this wonderful evening. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Um, kind of hungry, so I'm about to fix that. Thank you so much.